We're on Ketubot, Perek Dalid, Mishnah Vav. Today we're going to talk about, this Mishnah talks about the idea of mizonot, of basically feeding your children. And it's talking about mizonot bito, feeding your daughter or your son, as the Bartanur was going to explain. And the Mishnah says, let's first read the Mishnah. The Mishnah says, Ha'av eno chaya b'mizonot bito. A father is not obligated to feed his daughter while he's alive. And the Bartanur says, Ubito lav davka, to hu hadin beno. The same thing is true about his son. Once we reach a certain age, I'm going to do what the Kahati did and share with you what the Rambam says. We'll read some of the Rambam. The Rambam says, Kashem she'adam chay b'mizonot ishto. A person has to feed his wife. So similar, just like he has to feed his wife. Kachu chaya b'mizonot banav ubenotav aktanim. He does have to feed his minor children ad shiyu b'nei shesh shanim, until they're 6 years old. Mikan ve'elech ma'achilin ad sheyagigdulu b'takanat chachamim. According to takanat chachamim, Chazal, the rabbi said you have to feed your own children. Really fascinating. From the Torah, you don't have to feed your own children after they're 6 years old. Meaning, until they're 6, they're like their mother. Once they're 6, they can, go work. Don't tell this to your children. But if a person doesn't want to feed his children, gorimbo, umachlimimbo, we rebuff him, we embarrass him, potzrimbo, I'm not sure what that means. We berate him maybe? I don't know. Lo ratzan, if he doesn't want to, still doesn't want to, we try to coerce him. Machrizin ala b'tzibur, we make public declarations and say, ploni achzarihu. This guy is stubborn, he's ridiculous. Won't feed his own children. Harehu pachot me'of tamei, and he's worse than an impure bird. Who's zanet efrochav that feeds its own chicks? We can't force him. The Rambam goes on to say that if he has the money, then we do force him. Then we do take the money, just like we make him take tzedakah to somebody else's children. There is no halachic mechanism, midioraita, that forces a person to feed his own children. Think about it. What commitment did he make? He had the child. What commitment does a person make by procreating, of feeding the children? Nonetheless, Chazal said you have to feed the children. They were going to force you. Eno chayav. How do you know this? So the way we're going to understand this is because of something that was written in the Ketubot, in the classic Ketubah. And from this point on, we're going to now be darshaning what they would write on the old time Ketubah, in the Ketubot. Zeh midrash darash Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah lifnei chachamim bekerem b'yavne. This is a midrash. This was an interpretation that Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, he darshed out before the chachamim in the kerem in Yavne, in the vineyard in Yavne. When the Beit HaMikdash was destroyed, they all moved to Yavne. Nowadays there's a yeshiva called Kerem b'Yavne, one of the first Hesder yeshiva. Habanim yirshu. So this is what they would write in the Ketubot. Habanim yirshu v'habanot yazunu. If I die, my sons will inherit me, and my daughters, they will be fed. Meaning that the minor children, they'll be paid from my estate in order to feed them. Ma habanim einam yorshim ela lachar mitata'av. Just like the sons only inherit, they don't inherit they only inherit after the father's dead. The same thing is true. The daughters aren't fed. I don't have to pay for their sustenance. Meaning I commit after I die that my estate will pay for their sustenance. But that's only after I die. So the same thing is true. So from there, Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah learned, in Keren b'Yavne, from this we learned that a father is not required, eno chayav, b'mizonot bito. He doesn't have to feed his children, his sons, or his daughters. Okay, there's no chiyuv min haTorah. But as the Rambam did, the Bartanur goes on and says that this whole thing, that if he's an ish elim gavra da'amid, if he's a wealthy man, Beit Din no nimenu bal korcho. Beit Din force him kederech shekofin shar b'nei ha'ir al hatzdaka. So the halacha, that's really the halacha. Yes, you have to mider abanan. You have to feed your children. But it's not from any din other than tzedakah. Just like the community would have to feed your children. So they say, why should we feed your children? You give tzedakah to your own children. So when you're calculating your maaser, I don't know, can you calculate your grocery bills? At least you can for your children who are older than 6 years old. We'll stop here to dedicating this learning today to the memory of my father. I also want to dedicate their learning today, happens to be Yom HaZikaron, to the memory of the many, many thousands who have given their lives serving in Tzahal and were killed in Pe'ulei terror as terror victims in Israel over the years. Have a good day.